right?
Yes. So The Economist did a great study.
Okay.
Almost a
What? Oh, almost a
Great.
study.
Right.
And it was it's based on this idea that if you look at, it sounds crazy until you think about it. If you look at satellite imagery
at night.
of,
Right?
at night of lights on versus off, right?
Yeah.
You can see the economic output of a country. And while that might sound crazy, with satellite data, it's so in depth now that you can see if there's factories running or people's houses are on or power plants are up or down. And you can kind of, with enough data, you can generalize what the economic output of a nation could be.
Well, a good example. We've all seen that image from space of North and South Korea. And you see North Korea is just completely black with like 1 or 2 lights in Pyongyang.
Yes.
But if you look at South Korea, it's all lit up like a Christmas tree. And that just proves to you that there's economy and that there's infrastructure.
But I want people to understand that beyond that, you can get down to really nitty gritty detail based on that stuff. It's not just like, oh, this neighborhood has 6 lights on. It's like, no, this area is, based on economic data, is serving an area while manufacturing paper. And it's on this amount of hours per day, and this is what their claimed output is, right? There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just like, hey, are the lights on? Right?
Yeah.
Now, looking at this data, what they realized and compiled was a fascinating thing. And they looked at free countries, partly free countries, and then not free countries.
Yes.
And what they wanted to measure was what the economic output, what the GDP really, of a country is that's free versus what they report.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at a country, a good example there is the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
The United States says we make so-and-so amount of output, our economy, and what's the reality? The reality is exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the
right?
same.
They don't have any incentive to lie.
Yeah.
There's transparency, there's checks and balances. There's a reason that democratic countries tend to report what they actually do.
Yeah, there's checks and balances and audits,
Audits, right? So you're looking at countries, you had Greece, you have Japan, Britain, United States, or Australia, South Korea. They're all pretty much close, or at least almost the same
as what they claim.
They're reporting,
or
claiming, right? That's a good point. Partly free countries then took a wild step. You had countries that would say that their output is wildly higher than what they're actually outputting.
Yeah.
So you have countries here like Colombia, Nigeria, Philippines, Bangladesh, India. These are countries that are somewhat free, somewhat democratic.
Yes.
They're outputting not even close to as much as they're claiming.
Yeah, so that's true. So most of them are claiming that their GDP is much higher than what it is.
Right.
According to the data from the
probably
satellites.
for propaganda purposes.
Yes.
Right. Or for access to markets saying, oh, wow, they're doing really well.
Let's
love
invest.
to invest in that country.
Yeah.
Then you have dictatorships, and you just pull us out of there.
Yeah.
You have countries that are not free, right? That are on the lower end.
Libya, Kazakhstan, Turkey,
Thailand, Turkey,
Rwanda,
China, right?
Ethiopia.
You look
Zimbabwe.
at them, and this is where it gets crazy because some of these are going to be minor economies that don't have much global impact, but China is the second biggest economy in the world, so they matter.
Yes.
Do you remember when we've told you guys 1 billion times that China tends to lie about things?
Especially the GDP numbers.
Especially GDP numbers, COVID numbers, whatever you want to pull out.
Yeah.
Any statistic China lies about for their own benefit. Right?
Correct.
Yet people take them at face value.
Yeah.
And they listen to them and they make adjustments and investments based on what they say.
Sure.
Look at China.
Yeah, it's big.
China's claim versus reality based on this subject is so damning, it's insane.
Yes.
It's absolutely outlandish.
Yes.
They're claiming, I guess it was like what does it say? Autocratic countries reported a GDP growth of 7% on average. Satellite imagery suggests that the figures are 79%. Mm-hmm. We're talking about double.
Yeah.
You're claiming double your economic output.
Yeah, I can't remember what the number was, but it was a very high number, like 7 trillion or something.
I linked it.
Yeah. The link's below in the description.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can go look, but it's just fascinating to see that, again, this proves that the numbers coming out of China can never be trusted. COVID death numbers absolutely cannot be trusted. No. GDP cannot be trusted. No. Anything that they say, their statistics are just
a lie.
BS.
I mean, the whole country operates like that domestically. So how do you think it's going to be internationally to attract investment?
It's even worse. Now.